All right, guys, what's going on? Welcome in. So, look, it's no secret that Zach Wilson had a really tough day, really long day against that Saints defense yesterday. I mean, the Jets lost, final score 30-9. A big reason why was because of quarterback play. And let's be honest, Zach Wilson, I mean, he struggled mightily from start to finish. It wasn't like the Eagles game where he started off really hot, he was completing a lot of passes, and then once the second half hit, he just completely tailed off. It didn't have the same feel as the Texans game where he started out a little rocky, and then in the second half, he did a really good job of just managing the football game, not turning the ball over, not putting the offense or the defense in a bad position. Was it some spectacular quarterback performance? No, but he did enough to secure that Jets win. Okay, just managing the football game in the second half. That's all they really needed him to do. But in yesterday's game against the Saints, I mean, it was nonstop struggles from the get-go, struggling nonstop. It just felt like, as a fan, nothing was working. The run game wasn't working, the deep passing game wasn't working, the short passing game wasn't working. Nothing was clicking on offense. There was mistakes all over the place. You take a look at Zach Wilson's numbers. He was 19 of 42, which equates to a completion percentage of 45%. He had 202 passing yards in the day, no touchdowns, no interceptions. That's a really good thing. We're going to talk about that in just 1 second. And by the way, he also had over 30 rushing yards, which is pretty solid for, Zach Wilson himself, but not when Zach Wilson is the team's leading rusher. And that in and of itself is absolutely inexcusable from an offensive standpoint. But I digress. In defense of Zach Wilson, there was no Corey Davis, no Elijah Moore, no Michael Carter, no Tevin Coleman. So no RB1, RB2, wide receiver 1, wide receiver 2. Yes, we had some guys missing, but with that said, I'm not just handing out a free pass. I'm not doing it. Those numbers, to see how Zach Wilson performed, the eye test, he didn't pass it. I mean, he was missing the routine things, screens, swing passes, crossing patterns. Things like that looked problematic, challenging, troublesome. It looked very difficult for this Jets offense to pick up 5 yards in the most trivial of plays. A quick out to Ty Johnson, a screen to Braxton Berrios, a simple screen to Braxton Berrios looked like a bounce pass in a JV basketball game. That play, I'm not over-exaggerating, not doing any of that stuff. That was one of the worst plays, one of the worst throws that I've seen all season. And I'm not just talking about the Jets here. I'm factoring in every team in the NFL. I'm sure you guys remember it. It was just a quick little screen pass to Braxton Berrios at the top of the screen, and the ball went. It bounced on the ground before it even got halfway to him. It's plays like that that have Jets fans scratching their heads and asking questions. Hey, this guy was the second overall pick in the draft. He's a professional quarterback. He's the starting quarterback for the New York Jets. He hit these passes back at BYU like clockwork. Why is it now with this Jets offense that it looks so strenuous, so tough, so difficult to complete a 3-yard pass? Why is that the case? And I would point to the mechanics, I would point to the accuracy, and honestly, I know it sounds a little harsh here, but I would give it an F. In yesterday's game, the accuracy and mechanics were way off. It was god-awful. And I mean, we hear it every week from Saleh, from LaFleur, from Zach Wilson himself. We have to get better at the easy stuff, the routine plays. We have to get better at playing boring football, but then once it's game day, we're seeing guys running wide open in the flat, whether it's a tight end, a running back, and then the pass is just spiked on the ground. I mean, these guys are wide open, and the pass is landing 2 yards before it even gets to the pass catcher. Mind-boggling stuff here. It's just one of those things where every single week you're just hoping, when is it going to turn the corner? When is it going to turn the corner? And I mean, in that first half against the Eagles game, I was thinking this could be a shootout. Minshew versus Zach Wilson. Both offenses are going at it. Both offenses are not only just scoring points, but they're scoring touchdowns. This is awesome. And then it all came crashing down in the second half. And, I was thinking, okay, well, maybe we can build upon it, build upon that first half in yesterday's game against the Saints, and wasn't the case at all. Again, 19 of 42. Taysom Hill outplayed Zach Wilson, and Taysom Hill is not only just a backup quarterback on the Saints roster, arguably the third stringer, because we saw both Jameis Winston and Trevor Siemian, but he also had a hurt finger. Okay, and he did a better job through the air than Wilson yesterday. Now, I will say this. I want to throw this in there because it's, I'm ending the video, and I do want to add some positivity here, and I know you probably think I'm absolutely nuts. How could there be a bright, a silver lining, a bright spot from yesterday's performance? There was a couple of things I did see. The obvious ones, arm strength was there, mobility was on display. The decision-making for the most part, was okay. To me, it didn't look like Zach Wilson was getting completely confused out there and was like, oh, I don't know what to do with the football. Let me just throw it into triple coverage, force it into double coverage, and constantly turning the ball over, making boneheaded mistakes like we've seen in the past, like that Brett Favre flip that ended up getting picked off, I believe, against the Houston Texans early in that game. There was no sort of plays like that. Maybe you can argue the intentional grounding, but again, the arm strength, the mobility, the decision-making for the most part was there. And of course, turnover-free football is always a plus, but here's the reality of the situation, okay? Because Wilson's accuracy was so bad, bottom of the barrel bad, it resulted in a 19 of 42 stat line, no touchdown passes, and a 30-9 loss at home. Because of the accuracy. Again, arm strength was there, decision making, no picks, all well and good, but because the accuracy was so bad, that's what we saw. Yesterday's product was not good, not in the least. Okay, a large part of it was because of quarterback play, and again, we can factor in the wide receiver injuries, the running back injuries. We could even point to Ty Johnson's drops on easy routine passes. I mean, you got to help your quarterback there. All definitely working in Zach Wilson's defense, but the bottom line is this: we lost 30-9 at home, falling to 3-10 on the football season. Gut-wrenching. And it's not so much that the Jets are just losing games, it's the fashion. It's how we're losing these games, which is super frustrating. It's taking one step forward, the Eagles' first half, and then taking 3 steps back, the second half, and then all of this game. So anyway, let me know your thoughts down below in the comment section. I cannot wait to see what you guys have to say about Zach Wilson's performance yesterday. I really cannot wait to dive into the comment section. Anyway, thanks so much for watching. I really appreciate it, and as always, go Jets.